Well, I'm sitting here trying to stream about Phil's bankruptcy, and the stream just crashes over and over again. The connection's poor for some reason or another. I might have to figure it out, talk to my buddy, and see what's going on with the internet here. But it just didn't hold up. So now we're going to go ahead and just do an impromptu video instead. Because I do want to talk about this. It is important. So I'm sorry to all of those guys who were excited to see me stream. I was excited for the stream. I like to clown it up with the pre-stream a little bit. It's fun. It's entertaining. So big ups to all you guys who showed up to that test stream. And now we found out that streaming might not be a thing that happens right now. Maybe in the future. Hopefully we can push things that way. But that's how it goes. It's life. You just got to roll with it. So we're going to go ahead and just roll with it. Why not? We'll pull up the video here in question. Phil's court hearing call. Yeah, it's 3:41. And he's sitting there, sweating bullets in his lawyer's office, apparently. Waiting for that phone call. Waiting for his name called. And the time came, he got sidebarred. Which meant that the judge had questions for Phil about his filing. So she was going to save it for last. And, poor Phil. Poor Phil. He knew he was in trouble right then and there. But that's just where it starts. So let's dive into it. Wait, what was that? Tevin in the background? So yeah, I poo-pooed about streaming this call, and somebody had the balls to do it, and we're thinking it's City Troll, and City Troll is the guy who claimed that he had Phil's debt, that he bought it from Citibank, but there's been no confirmation of that yet, at all. So,
yeah.
Hey, Mr. Burnell, you there?
I am present.
You hear that throat clear? Right away?
Would you raise your right hand?
It's like a nervous tick now.
Yes.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
He's under oath.
State your
Here we
full
go.
name, please.
Philip Paul Burnell.
Is your address still the same as the address on the petition?
Oh, it's glorious.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? It cut out.
Is your address still the same?
Now remember, this hearing was done over the phone.
Yes, it is.
So Phil is in his lawyer's office, and they probably have all the paperwork scattered about on the desk in front of him.
Yes.
So Phil should have numbers at his fingertips, dates at his fingertips, things along those lines.
Statement of financial affairs, true and correct to the best of your knowledge.
Yes.
Are there any changes that need to be made?
No.
Oh,
Before you filed these
no
documents,
changes. Okay.
did you read them,
Yes.
sign them?
It's a long pause, Phil. Did you sign the paperwork or
Sign the
not?
documents?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Received a copy of the bankruptcy information sheet.
Yes.
Remember, he has to pay those fees by a certain date, or he's going to get screwed over.
Never filed for bankruptcy before.
No.
Nice. Oh, those are long
Are
pauses.
you required to make any domestic support payments to anyone?
No.
Tax return you provided to me, is that a true and correct copy?
Yes.
Uh-oh. It's going to show his income.
Are you still self-employed?
Yes.
What is that self-employment?
The company's name is Burnell Productions. It is
Oh.
internet content creation. Of
But he said he
on-demand
didn't have a
and
company.
Also live video streaming services.
But he is the sole proprietor then. Okay. Interesting.
Explain that again, please.
Sure. It's a internet content creation of on-demand video and also live streaming video services.
No, you're a streamer, Phil. That's all you are. Just say it. People know what streaming is now. Okay? It isn't 10 years ago. You're a streamer. Okay?
Okay.
You make garbage content that people like me show up and recycle. So yeah, Nancy just confirmed that she was making notes. And that's why there are long pauses. Uh-oh, Phil. little.
I'm going to start basically at the beginning of your
Oh.
schedules and just kind of work through them. The first thing you have listed here is real property in Connecticut. Is that correct?
That's
Nice.
correct, yes.
When did you purchase this property?
See, he should have this date right now.
Okay, I want to say it was roughly July of 2009,
Okay.
I believe.
What was the purchase price?
Number should be there.
I want to say it was in the $135,000 range. I could be off by a bit there, but I believe that is correct.
I think he paid like $161,000 for it because he wanted to impress that girl. Yeah.
All of my money goes to bills.
The
Repeat
autists
that?
are on the phone call too. So
It is vacant.
that's
yeah.
what that is. Yeah. Property that is vacant, unrented, doesn't have anything in the game right now, except for that he has to still pay
Property
for it.
insured?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Mm.
I have not, made a payment on it in quite some time, but I believe that
If you own a home,
insured,
you should have insurance on it, no matter what. Because you'd want to collect in an
When's the last
event
time you made a payment?
like a fire.
I will. It was either April.
Oh. He stopped. Why did he stop? I mean, he
Cut
was
out, I
clear.
didn't hear that.
Are you what?
His lawyer
When was
steps
the
in.
last mortgage payment made on the Connecticut property?
Why is it taking so long?
I have the motion for release if you want me to look at that.
Good play, lawyer
On the
lady.
exact date.
No, I just want his recollection.
Uh-oh. Well, Phil, do you remember when your last
When you
payment
made the
was?
last payment?
April or May of 2019.
So I'm going to pause it here really quick. See, to me, this is the point where he knew he was insolvent, that he could not cover paying his bills anymore, that he was not making enough income to make sure that he was staying afloat financially. And he screwed himself. Because right here is when he decided he didn't have enough money to do anything with it, that he was just going to let this place get foreclosed on. And that is happening. MidFirst Bank is knocking at the door on Phil's anniversary and the launch of Final Fantasy VII, so Phil doesn't get those day one views either. And Phil has to show up to this meeting. Has to. Because if he doesn't, MidFirst is going to be getting that case that they want. And they're lifting the stay. And once they lift the stay, they'll put a lien on his Connecticut. Or actually, no. They'll put a lien on his Washington condo, the Snort Fort. And that's a rough one for Phil. He can't take that hit. No way in hell. So, to me, when he stopped paying for that Connecticut condo in April, after he got the money for his wedding from his mommy, and the 10-year plan was put into place, he said he was not going to pay for it anymore. And he didn't. And that's a terrible move. Not even minimum payments or anything, Phil. You're pulling in $10K a month, roughly. And you can't make sure ends meet. Okay? It's terrible. But we'll get back into this. Lawyer lady has other questions for him.
Probably April.
Trying to hear anything I haven't before with the earbuds in.
You also list real property in Renton, is that correct?
That's correct.
When did you purchase that?
That was purchased in June of 2014.
Very good, Phil.
What was the purchase price?
Oh, the beeping. Yes.
I believe that was $265,000.
We believe it's people who are entering the call. Or trying to get into the call.
You lived there since you purchased it?
Yes, I have lived there since I purchased it.
Are the mortgage payments current on this property?
I hope so.
Yes.
Good.
Anyone know what that beeping is?
Yeah, we're going to get some beeping in here. I was trying to work on a video and edit it out.
I'm hearing a beeping.
And just
I'm hearing it on your end.
didn't work it out.
I'm hearing it too, but I don't know.
So we'll deal with it.
What that might be.
And that's okay. It's not much. But that's a nice nervous laugh there.
Yeah.
condo?
Well, he says there was a house on his filing. We all know it's a condo. Phil?
Mr. Burnell, is this a house or a condo?
Answer the question, Phil. What'd you put on your filing? You said it was a house, Phil. We know it's not. It's a condo.
Hello?
He's trying to search for answers probably
Hello?
from his lawyer. Like, I screwed up on my paperwork. But you already said there's no corrections needed to be made, Phil. Nancy's got you in a lie. So, what you gonna do? Come on, Phil.
Phil, are you there?
Yeah, come on. Lawyer lady, you're there too, right? You're trying to figure it out. It's
Nancy?
okay. Oh,
Yes.
there we are.
Sorry, there's 60 people on the line.
Oh, so many people like
So
to
I
hear
think
this.
That's the problem.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Wait, she doesn't care.
Right.
Nancy doesn't
We're
care.
back on.
We're continuing.
Okay.
Ignore the beeping.
About and then,
But I don't that beeping's coming from.
okay. Well, let's try and just keep going.
Perfect.
Okay.
She doesn't care. Nancy's here to do work. See this
Mr.
through.
Burnell, my question was, is this a house or a condo?
It is a condo.
Oh, Phil. Phil, you lied on your paperwork. And you said no changes need to be made. Got you.
You answer the question
Strike one.
whether or not you have electronics, you say no. Is that
Uh-oh.
the correct answer?
Is it?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, stall that, Phil.
Schedules indicate you have no electronics. Is that correct?
Oh, no electronics. Are you speaking of in regards to the business or in regards to my personal belongings?
Well, this is your personal bankruptcy.
Yeah, Phil.
This is
There
the-
are electronics that are considered business assets,
Okay.
and then personal electronics would be in the household goods and
Oh.
furnishings.
So what?
And I just kind of
You
lump
lump
them together.
2 TVs, 3 TVs in there? That all have like DVRs on them?
Okay, so let me go through some assets that...
That's with the couch and the other shenanigans that he has?
Personal or business, and if you still have them.
Oh, she has
You have
info.
a PlayStation 4 Pro system.
That's correct.
Oh,
That is business related.
yeah.
We still have it.
I hope so. Does your business have it,
A
though?
standard PlayStation 4.
That is, I still own it. It is business related.
And on the ground, piling up with some dust right after their last
PlayStation
disinfection of the...
Yep, that is business
Good old
related.
office.
I still have it.
Nintendo Wii.
Oh, digging deep.
Business related.
It's all business related, lady. Okay.
Nintendo Wii U.
Yes, business related. I do still own it.
I still own it. My business doesn't, but I do. Oh, no.
Yes, business related.
Oh.
I do still own it.
But why does Kat play with it, then? She's playing Animal Crossing, dude.
Xbox 3.
Is Kat part of the business, then?
Yes, Xbox 360 business related.
Is that why she's only part-time at Freddy Boys?
Nintendo 3DS.
Ah. Oh, no.
Yes, business related, and I do still own that.
Oh, so screwed. I thought he took that on the plane. When was the last time he streamed a DS game? A Vita?
Yes, I do still own the PlayStation Vita, and it is business related, and I do still own it. Yes.
Look at this list.
PlayStation Virtual Reality.
Yes, I do still own the PlayStation virtual reality, and it is business related.
It is nasty and it's sweaty in there and it probably smells pretty
You have a
bad, but I still
computer?
have it.
Whoever's making the beeping sound, if you please stop. You have a computer?
Oh, you do? You have a couple
I do
computers,
have a
Phil.
business related computer. Yes.
Oh, no. You have the one you stream from and then the lemon in the closet.
Sorry, could you
Oh,
repeat
no.
Oh no, I do not have a home related computer. No, it's just a business related computer.
Yeah, that's Kat's computer, right? You bought it for her, but it could be Kat's.
Do you have an iPad?
I do. It is very old.
Oh, very
and not
old.
functional.
No, it's garbage. $20, okay? $20.
Hey, explain to me how you decide if it's business related
Oh.
or your personal property.
Uh-oh.
Anything that I say is business related is used solely for the purpose of my internet video content creation or my live streaming.
Okay.
I
Fair enough.
broadcast video games all day, 6 days a week, and
Oh,
so
good.
everything that I just listed is used as a device to cast gaming.
Perfect, Phil. That's a good one.
Purchases the
Nailed it.
various gaming pieces
I do.
personally.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Your business does not purchase
The
these, right?
business
So you don't have a
has
business
bank
account. Mm.
No.
It doesn't. It's your personal accounts only? Ooh. This is where the waters get really muddied in this kind of stuff. So when somebody has a business, they have business assets, and then they have personal debt. Can't blame the business, bud. You're the sole proprietor.
Business file its own tax return.
Oh.
I'm not sure how.
Well, it looks like they are. Do you file a separate tax return for the business, or is it all in your personal?
I just do one tax return, so
Okay.
it's personal. Yes.
Ouch.
So your business is included on your personal tax return?
Yes.
That's not good. She has those records in her hand, so she knows how much Phil is making from his business.
Do you own or have any access to any online gaming packages?
Huh, that's an interesting question.
You mean like subscription-based gaming services? Yes.
Yeah, Phil. Season passes, anything like that, Phil.
And tell me
Live
how
subscriptions?
those work as far as ownership.
Yeah, do you own them?
How does
Does
that
your
work
business?
as far as ownership? Was that the question?
Yes.
Can they be
Well,
liquidated?
they're all personally in my name, connected with my own personal online accounts, and they are all business related in order to play
but
video games online. Many
is it an
services
asset?
are required in order to actually play games in a multiplayer capacity.
Like, can she sell his
How
account
many subscriptions do you have?
and all the games that are attached to it? That'd be
Off
interesting.
the top of my head,
Because he
I
has
would say at least
probably a couple $100 worth of
I know
games
there's one
on
for
his account at
Nintendo, there's
least.
one for
Maybe
Xbox,
thousands.
One for PlayStation. There may be more if I actually were to, dive deep.
I can imagine that happening.
How many
They're selling my PlayStation account.
Oh man.
Oh no!
This is
They
just
got all
an
my
estimate.
games, dude. I
would
can't
assume
game
each
share
one
anymore
roughly
with Cat.
costs around $50 a year.
Yeah, $50 a year. Okay, fair enough, Phil.
I certainly could.
I mean, I know it's a
break
little
that
bit
down at a
more
later date.
either way, but
So
still.
about $50 a year?
That's what I would estimate. Yes.
This is only getting started, too. I know it's a long video, guys, so thanks for hanging out. It would have been like a live stream, but as I've told you before, the live stream crapped out on me. And that's okay. We'll get back to live streaming soon. So for now, I guess I get to focus on videos. That'll be fun. It'll be fun to get back in that. I was enjoying live streaming, too. So just wait.
Originally,
It's going to get better.
listed only one bank account with Bank of America. Is
Oh,
that
no.
correct?
It's true.
That is correct.
And
Yeah.
I think you filed an amendment where you listed a PayPal account.
2 of them.
Yes, that is
And
correct.
And somehow one was at a 0 balance.
PayPal.
Tell me how your PayPal account works.
Okay, here. I'm going to pause it.
PayPal is an online.
She didn't ask him, how does PayPal work? She asked him, how does your PayPal account work? So, do you get money into it from Twitch and YouTube? Patreon? Does that all go into one account? And then tips and cheers, actual money tips wise goes right into the other account? Is that how it works, Phil? I mean, the setup's not too bad of an idea, right? Hey, you're going to tip me? Cool. That's like tips, taxable income, though. It's like his favorite analogy, right? Which we'll hear later, too. Is it's like being a waiter in a restaurant. Yeah. It's like being a waiter in a restaurant when they charge a tip to their credit card. You're not getting the cash tip, Phil. So, that's where under the table comes from. People leave cash because, well, I know if I'm not leaving cash on the table, they're going to have to put it onto the card, and then they're going to have it be taxed. So you kind of just leave it on the cash on the table and say, here you go, buddy. Great job. Thank you. But they should also understand that if they're getting taxed on the tips from the credit cards, that's taxable income. It's income. And it must be taxed. and Phil thinks he's sly, right? He's masterminded this for a decade at least. Be like, no, those are gifts. Those are tips. And you'll hear the lawyer ask later too. Or is it like a gift? Like somebody's giving you money for a gift? He goes, kind of. You should have said yes there. Yeah, they're gifting me money. It's not crowdfunding, but he started going down the whole crowdfunding thing. And income's income, Phil. It's going to get taxed. Just everybody knows waiters and waitresses play the system. And it's kind of for the benefit of everybody then. It's just the name of the game.
Where people can send funds.
Look at him. This is like straight out of a pre-stream.
This is not technically a bank account, but it's a
No.
virtual account.
It's an account,
It
though.
can be used to make purchases online.
But it has a debit card.
Card system.
Oh, there it is. So it's like a bank.
As
It's just an online bank
creating
account, Phil.
content, people willingly decide whether
Willingly?
or not to contribute to help me to continue to create
Like
content.
you're holding a
And
gun
some
to
people
their
will
head?
go to,
Yikes.
what I call my PayPal tips page.
Tips
online,
page.
and they submit funds via my PayPal account in order to
Wait.
contribute to the business.
Oh, she wants to know more.
PayPal what account?
Tips page. That's what I call
Oh!
it. PayPal tips page. It's just an online website address
Okay.
Okay.
where people can contribute monetary funds over the internet as a way of basically saying, we like the content you create
Oh.
and we want you to continue to do it. So here's
We want you to put on the
funds
festive
to help
cowboy
do
hat
it. Now,
for like 8 streams in a row and burn it out.
I have received payment from 2 different companies. One is called Twitch. The live streaming service company.
Okay, so he gets money
The other
from
is
Twitch.
YouTube, which I'm sure you've probably heard of. That's
yeah.
on-demand video services.
Everybody
And
knows
both of those
YouTube.
companies, I either upload content or I live stream content, and I make revenue via those services through various methods, advertisements, and other kinds of contribution.
Yeah.
And they monthly send me a deposit via PayPal for whatever I have earned in that month.
Okay.
So that's why there's 2 PayPal accounts. One is for
Oh.
kind of crowdfunding contributions.
So
from
the
people who
tips.
like what I do. The other is from 2 actual companies who pay me online for my work.
Okay. So these crowdfunding businesses would be considered like someone wants to give you a gift and that's how they give it to you?
Oh.
Yes, from my understanding from speaking with my tax attorney.
Why mention the tax attorney, Phil?
A charitable contribution. It would be the same as if someone went to a restaurant and you were a waiter or a waitress or a bartender and did a good job, and someone said, "Oh, I really like the job you did," so they would send.
It muddies the water so much.
So it's the same premise.
It's a bad
If
call.
I'm doing a really
Because this
good
all
live
has a
stream,
digital
or
trail.
if I put out
It's not cash.
people really enjoy. They have the completely optional ability.
You can track it. Therefore, it's income.
You're breaking
And you're going
up.
to get taxed on it.
Just repeat what you just said.
That's why they send you forms from PayPal. That's why they send you forms from
for
Google
my tax
and
attorney,
information. Yeah, you might have to sit there and do it yourself,
basically consider
but that's part of the game.
you would leave at a restaurant.
I mean,
If you have a good,
you guys support me all the time. I know eventually I'm going to have to fill out tax stuff with it. That's how it goes. But still, I want to invest more into this because it's been fun. Thanks to you guys.
Is good.
Showing up to live streams, hanging out for videos like this. It's great.
Via my PayPal tips page. That's how it works.
Again, pig-splaining everything. It's really weird. Like, he has to use long, drawn-on sentences all the time. But the thing is, when you're in court, or you do anything along these lines, the best idea is to explain it to people like they're 5 years old. Have it be super simple. It's the best way to do it. That way you're clear about each line of questioning. You can have a decent counter-argument for most things. And just break it down into its simplest terms. Don't go on and on about how people can tip you or how you count tips. Just say, yeah, people give me money through PayPal. They donate it and it goes right into my account and I treat it as cash funds. That's all you had to say, Phil. But no, it has to go on this long, winding, confusing road with big words that he doesn't know how to use. And we see it time and time again. But he thinks he's slick because of this. And it's the wrong move to use in court.
Sent me. One has Twitch Interactive Incorporated.
Oh.
Sends you a check, and then it looks like that same amount
Yeah.
goes out. Says instant withdraw to debit card. How does that work?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What it is that it's PayPal account, and then I put it into my bank account via the debit card. It's an
What?
instant transfer, so that way I can use it, for bills and other things.
So you take the money out immediately?
Patreon.
You lose a percentage then.
Patreon, That is a
Oh, no!
third-party website.
He didn't list
where
Patreon.
people
She did her homework.
pledge to my Patreon account. It's,
Oh, no.
Again, considered crowdfunding or fundraising.
Yeah? Explain their
You can find
perks.
it at patreon.com. That's the website that I use. And it's optional. Again, if people like the content that I'm putting out, they can pledge some money to my
Wow.
Patreon as a monthly
It's like a pre-stream.
service to me.
To me? Do you think you pointed to his chest?
Okay, what is
To me! That's exactly what he did. Oh.
Can you
What was
repeat
that?
please?
Let me back that.
W?
Out. They can pledge some money.
We'll
to
back
my
it up there.
Patreon
This
as a
is
monthly
important.
subscription service to me
It,
every month.
so I'm gonna pause it here in a
Okay,
second.
what is WWE Network?
Oh no!
Can you repeat that, please?
Oh no, Phil!
WWE.
That's like panic.
WWE.
Oh,
Network.
WWE Network.
Oh!
That is, just
Not WWE Champions, Phil. WWE Network. And see, I had some deep thought today, and earlier this morning. It might have been because I had a couple, bowls before I had a bowl of cereal. But Phil panicked here. He thought he heard WWE Champions. He pissed himself. Went, what was the question? And then his lawyer told him, oh no, it's WWE Network. And he heard network finally. And he was like, oh, not Champions, Network. Yeah, Network. I know what that is. But listen to his answer, and we're going to follow it up with a quick pause, too.
an on-demand video service for watching, professional wrestling. That is not business related.
Oh, no. So, there it is. So, Nancy, in my mind, just connected that WWE does not correlate with Phil's business. Not Brunel Productions. It is a personal item. So does that mean that she saw WWE Champions transactions from the Apple Store? Maybe they were listed as such through PayPal? And she just got them on that WWE isn't business related. The network isn't, but he has a subscription service to that. And so all the micro transactions that he's been doing on his mobile device, which he did not claim as a business expense, and then he claims it as a business expense. It's really weird. It's hard to follow, and that's putting up red flags for Nancy here, the trustee. and this is only the beginning. But still, I think that's what Nancy's pulling out of this, is that WWE is not business related. Therefore, those thousands, tens of thousands of dollars he has spent on WWE Bejeweled are just not gonna go away, Phil. You've spent like 60 grand already on what? Digital cards of wrestlers that remind you of the good old days with John Rambo? Doing Smart Guys? Maybe it was a write-off when you were doing Smart Guys. I remember that show, that wrestling podcast. I watched it. But I got bored with it because you were the crappy, I didn't do my homework commentator on the WWE universe. And John kind of tried to pay attention to other things. He was more focused on indie stuff. And it got boring, and I'm glad that it ended when it did. Because if you guys tried to do it over the internet, like a podcast format, it would have been terrible. Because Phil just isn't invested in WWE. Except for collecting his digital little wrestlers during his bathroom breaks on stream.
Okay.
Yeah, see, she's taking notes. So she's probably like, oh yeah.
Provided me a copy
There
of
you
your
go.
PayPal account for 1 month. I would like to see the last 6 months of both of your PayPal.
Oh no.
All the trolls know. They know. He's screwed.
You want the 6 months of both PayPals?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I think I have that.
Why do you have that?
Do you just?
You only needed
I
1 month.
wasn't sure if you needed all of that, but
Oh.
I'll send that over.
Yeah,
Okay.
oftentimes I don't, as you know, but this one I want to see the last 6 months.
Oh, that's music to my ears. 6 months. She can dig deeper. She can go back years, even up to
Indicates
5 years or
you
more.
have a business of
He's
Brunel
screwed.
Productions, is that correct?
That is correct.
And is this considered a corporation or a sole proprietorship? What is it?
Oh,
I
no.
believe it's sole proprietorship.
So the business debts are your debts, then. That's not good, Phil. That's not good, buddy. It's amazing. Look at it. Just note taking. Like, oh, okay. Like, his personal debt, his business debt. It's all the same.
Actually, John, because I think when we filed, we weren't sure.
It's not. I know it's not a corporation. I believe it's sole proprietorship.
Phil, stop talking. You're
Are
okay.
you entitled to a tax refund for 2019?
No.
He's on a payment plan still. $500 a month.
Have you filed 2019?
Yeah, Phil.
Have you filed 2009? I sent 2018.
I mean, apparently he has filed.
Oh, yes, I have. In fact, I sent the final information within the last week, but my tax attorney notified me to do
I'm surprised he didn't try to get this out earlier, knowing that it would have came up in this case.
Yet, but I certainly
But Phil's
provide
lazy.
That, when it is available.
And his tax guy wanted the money up front.
Who did you send it to?
My tax attorney.
Now, tax guys and tax attorneys, what is this? Oh, you haven't got this yet. Tax attorneys are when shit hits the fan. IRS is coming knocking, which will, he might need a tax attorney after all this is over. The IRS is going to probably have to give him a nice audit. Because he's screwing somebody over here.
Business assets of $1,500. Is that correct?
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
We went through the list of the various gaming machines that you have. Is that included in your business assets?
Oh?
Yes.
Oh, no. So she probably did her homework, right? Nancy seems like a smart lady. She probably knows that each modern system's a couple $100 if liquidated. So Phil's probably already over that exemption number. So maybe he'll have to get rid of some of his older gaming stuff. But the interesting thing about this is that when listing assets, Phil's list was just toys, right? Xboxes, game systems, various other stuff that nobody really cares about, right? It's fun to collect, it's fun to have as a hobby. But when it's your business and you look like a fool doing it, it's another thing. I mean, we had the legendary the yacht guy who came on right before Phil and ended his phone call with the legendary, "That was fucking easy," before he hung up the phone. It was classic. Hopefully somebody pulls out that clip because I'm going to have to use that for live streams because it's just hilarious. But he had a yacht. People had houses, $1 million homes on Hawaii that they can't afford because of the coronavirus. And Phil's here collecting toys that just start collecting dust as soon as he's done using them when they don't bring him any more money. It's the same cycle that he uses for his pay pigs too. As soon as you're done giving him money, he doesn't care about you anymore. See you later, troll, you're banned. We're about halfway there, guys. Another 20 minutes of this.
So it's your testimony then that the business machines that we went through that you indicated were all business assets, such as your various PlayStation machines. If you were to liquidate those, the value would be $1,500.
Sure. If I were to liquidate them today, estimating, a ballpark
Now,
value, garage sale or sell them immediately, yes.
I was going to go over Rekeda's video on stream because Nick Rekeda broke all of this down too. But he's mentioning something that I didn't even think about. That Phil's PlayStation, PS4 Pro is probably worth more than my Xbox One. Because people will equate it that it has a little more value because it has Phil's stench all over it. Somebody might pay some more money than what it's worth because it was owned by him. It's an interesting thing, and I never thought of that before. That his internet infamy has actually upped the value of his odd collectibles that he has. That he didn't even list. None of those statues got listed. But they do have more value to them as if they were, mine. It's it's something to think about. And I don't know how it could be applied, but we'll have to wait and see on that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Most of the stuff there, like the computer, is very old. It's over 6 years old.
It being old doesn't matter, Phil. It still
And
functions.
the only business you have is Brunel Productions?
That is correct.
Oh, that nervous throat clear again. He's very nervous for some reason. Well, I'd be nervous if I was on the hook for $500,000. I'm sure you would too. That's some good water right there.
How much do you make on a monthly basis
Uh-oh.
on YouTube?
Uh-oh.
From YouTube, that varies greatly. It could be as low as, I think the lowest month.
Now these are his ad
$500
revenue that he brings in.
But it could be very high as well, depending on the time of year, because YouTube ad revenue fluctuates.
And
It
it
could be as
does.
high as over $1,000. So really, I would have to crunch some numbers to give you an average.
Okay, you broke up there a bit. My understanding is your testimony is between $500 and $1,000 a month.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
That sounds about correct for an average, yes.
Okay. How about Twitch? How much do you make on a month?
This is interesting now.
I would average.
Now he's
let's
only
just say
counting
between
cheers,
2,000.
right?
It could be a little higher.
Subs
or
and
lower, but
cheers.
that's average.
About 3,000.
In subs and cheers. So he's making about $7,000 in tips.
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Tips that go into the other bank account and then get transferred to his other bank account.
How about Streamlabs?
Uh-oh. Oh no. Phil.
No, that's a program that I used to stream, but I don't make revenue from that.
Oh no. Phil, the Streamlabs, I use it too. It's fantastic. All of that kind of stuff. Stream Elements, Streamlabs, things like that. They process your tips that come in. So if you guys send me, some support, it goes in there, it goes to the PayPal account, and then it comes to me. That's how it goes. But I just keep it over there in the PayPal account. I don't need it right now. I'm saving up for some cool gear. Might as well upgrade the computer soon. Might as well go ahead and do a better green screen. That's the next plan, actually. Is a better green screen once I find my own space to be in. And that's where we're going to go. We might as well. And it's thanks to you guys. So you support me. I support the stream and keep pushing it forward and keep entertaining you. That's the name of the game. And that's... Phil doesn't do that anymore. Phil hasn't done that in years. All that's about is that paycheck at the end of the day. All the money he collects from those tips. That's all he cares about anymore. He doesn't give a shit about the $500 to $1,000 a month from YouTube. Not a single shit. He doesn't care. We've heard it over and over again. It doesn't make that much money. It doesn't matter. Same with Patreon. It's under $400 a month. And he doesn't care about it. He doesn't honor his Patreon goals very well anymore. What are the goals even? He hasn't changed them in years. He just goes and does his thing on Twitch, which means, $100 tip goals to stream, where he'll put on the vest. Double that and you get the hat too. Oh yeah, he's burning through that one, isn't he, guys?
How much do you make each month from Patreon?
About
I would say
$366.
About between $300 and $400 a month.
Fair enough.
About Teespring?
Oh no, that's another revenue stream,
That
Phil.
is the t-shirt
that you didn't
company.
list.
I make very little, maybe at most $100 a month, but usually it's much less than that.
But he didn't list it at all. Interesting. How does Nancy know about this? They're probably on his PayPal records that she's coming over right now. That's what it seems like to me.
You provided to me, looks like summaries might be considered a profit and loss. It talks about net profit / loss calculations. You have various columns here. I just want a little bit of explanation. Obviously, the first one is self-explanatory. You have the month. The next column,
Oh,
you
no.
said profit slash
I remember that.
growth.
Okay.
What is that?
That's how much income you took in that
Profit
month.
income gross, that would be before any kind of expenses were taken out of it. It's just the gross income for that month.
Do you mean where does the income come from? Like the different.
Well, I think you'll understand as we go on, so I understand this. Then you say expenses total, and then you say, and in a separate column you have just business expenses. What's the difference between those two, and how do you calculate them?
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I believe what you're referencing is that.
Uh-oh.
Is it right in front of you?
Yeah.
'Cause I believe I
Oh,
broke it down
good.
so
Got
that
it.
in one case it would be all the money that I make, the gross profit,
Okay.
minus the business expenses.
Okay.
Then the other case was showing in regards to all of my personal debts, including the payments that I was making on things like credit cards and things like that. I think from the top of my head, I think that's what you're speaking of.
But you're looking at the paperwork, Phil. It doesn't have to
When
be
I
from the
did
top of your
business
head.
test, I only use the business figures, and then the personal
Jeez.
would be
He just-
what's on the INJ. Or
The lawyer
J,
lady bailing him out again.
like regular living
Sits down.
expenses.
We'll leave that beer can sitting there. I can pick it up later.
Okay. What do you consider a business expense?
Ooh, tough question.
Anything relating, to the business per the instruction of my tax attorney.
Oh.
So it could be, the cost of a video game, the cost of
Sure.
a subscription for a video game,
Okay.
microtransaction in
Wait.
a video game.
Get the fuck out of here, Phil. When was the last time you saw Phil get a micro transaction on stream? It doesn't happen. Why doesn't it happen? Well, I don't have the money to do it, guys. I can't afford that. Skin, I can't buy that. Nobody's going to buy that. It's stupid. Right? Excuse after excuse. So, what microtransaction is he talking about? Again, WWE Champions comes to mind. That's right. He's trying to hide that as a business expense. Thousands of dollars all the time for collecting wrestlers in a Bejeweled style game? What? That's no business. You have never streamed any of that. You don't even admit that you have an account where you do these microtransactions. So where are they coming from? Huh? Are you counting season passes? I mean, that's the only thing I could think of that could be a microtransaction. But still, Phil, I think you're trying to cover it up. I think you're trying to hide what you're spending your money on. Still, to the trustee, who's going to find out what you spend your money on?
The cost of a piece of new equipment.
What new equipment? Your laptop's dying. Your mouse is dying. We hear you smack it all the time.
The internet, cost of internet every month. It could be
For one line or two?
facilities necessary for the business.
You get only a
Cost of
certain
cell
amount.
phone for the business.
Oh! So that's where the microtransactions are. Gotcha. Gotcha, Phil.
Yeah, and basically anything related to my internet content creation, including, like I said, cost of video games,
Okay.
cost of subscription-based services,
Fair.
microtransactions,
Mm-mm.
video games,
Nope.
cost of internet.
For one line or two, Phil?
So we're trying to ignore the beeping.
Sorry.
I just said keep going, and we'll try and ignore that beeping sound.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm hitting upon most of it. Basically anything that is related to
Yeah.
me creating content on the internet, whether it's the on-demand videos or the live streaming.
It's good.
And, there's many factors, including not only the cost of the video games, but the internet and microtransactions and all kinds of
Again,
things
there's that
happen
word.
within, the realm of gaming.
I haven't seen a microtransaction purchase from Phil in years. Because he has no money to do it with, right? That's why he's here at bankruptcy time.
Currently married.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I mean,
Your wife joining.
Good for them.
Position?
No.
nope.
Do you have any assets that are not listed on these documents?
No.
Uh-oh. Not the TVs? Phil?
It's a recent.
You lumped those in with the furnishings?
It's a pretty recent marriage, so these debts were basically separate.
Oh. But she's going to look into Kat's financials then. What if Phil's passing her money through PayPal?
Pretty recent as to when were you married?
April of 2019.
Oh, the same time that you stopped paying for the Connecticut condo? Wow. Weird how that all works out. You didn't hear the guy who was streaming it
I have
having
no
some
further questions.
issues.
Are there creditors on the line?
And this is where it's going to get a little interesting, and we'll have some talk about this.
Hello?
Yes, are you a creditor?
No, sorry, that was me.
Oh.
You cut out, so I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure you were still there.
Okay. Are there any creditors on the line?
And we don't get the audio right away, but apparently Mr. Ellis shows up
Okay.
claiming to be representing Citibank.
Spell your last name?
And this is where it gets interesting, okay? Because if this guy doesn't actually own Phil's debt like he claimed to have bought on Kiwi Farms, and nobody has confirmation of that yet on Kiwi Farms that I know of while recording this video. But he has yet to respond to a DM I sent him about a week ago. It's kind of weird that somebody comes in there being like, oh, I don't question me on why I want this to go off and stream all this stuff and do all this other stuff. He got his 15 minutes of fame. The stream idea was a good call on his part. It really was. People got more access to the phone call. I just feared that people were going to call in and try to troll, like we heard earlier, and comment in during this bankruptcy hearing and screw it all up. That's why I chose not to stream. I didn't want to bring that aspect into this hearing. I just wanted to let it happen. Because that's what it's supposed to be. Is just let it happen. Phil has enough rope to hang himself here. He always has. He shoots himself in his gouty foot all the time. That's the name of the game, and it's been that way for years. So there was no reason to call in. We were sure that somebody was going to have the audio. And somebody did have the balls to put it out there. And good for them. You know, that's how it goes. Not a big deal, because I would have been pausing it all the time and laughing at stuff and probably talking over Phil like I do in this call. So I waited till this point. And that was my choice, and I think this is going well.
And you're with Citibank?
It's questionable. We still don't know.
Yep.
He claims that he bought the debt from Citibank. Pennies on the dollar. Easy money. I've heard of this working sometimes. Phil's
Did you
trying
realize
to think
you
it
didn't
out.
file, Gabe?
We filed.
Well, no, that's when did you realize you needed to file? I think it's
April.
So it'll be a little bit earlier.
It had to be April.
Considering that.
See, you said a little bit earlier.
Right. So, okay, I would say middle of 2019.
Middle of
Basically,
2019, huh?
You know, when I realized it was
That's earlier than
I wasn't
October.
going to be able to handle, you know, what was going on financially in my life anymore.
Excuse the dial-up sounds. Don't know what's going on with
If
that.
there's creditors on the line who have unmuted their phone, please mute until you're ready to speak. Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Ellis.
Yeah. So he's talking here. We don't get the audio yet. We might get it later. Or
I'm sorry,
we
can you repeat
should.
that? You cut out.
I don't know if he muted his
yeah,
mic.
For a few more months, and as my bankruptcy attorney just stated, we filed in October, and so.
no,
Weird.
That, you know,
Oh no, that's right. When when did we file
about January.
in January? We met in October, and upon the initial discussion with my bankruptcy attorney, I was told at that point completely discontinue use of all lines of credit.
Sorry for how many pauses, but I got to go over this and really dial it in. So Phil's claiming that he knew he was insolvent in the middle of 2019. So we're talking probably that April date, right? Where he stopped paying for the Connecticut condo. Maybe a couple months down the road, say June, July, when he knew he was in serious trouble. He finally met with his bankruptcy lawyer in October, and that's when she said, hey, are you using your credit card still? He goes, probably, yeah, for bills and groceries and stuff. And she was like, stop using it. Just use the cash tips that you get from your streaming. Other than that, you can't use your cards anymore, Phil. He goes, oh, okay. And he waddled out of the office that day. So now they're trying to kind of change the scope of things. That Phil realized he was insolvent in October when his bankruptcy lawyer finally told him, hey, stop using your credit cards. But that doesn't make sense to me. See, in order to go to a bankruptcy lawyer, you probably have to know you're getting close to going bankrupt. And that funds are not meeting your ends. So, surprise, surprise, Phil. You just screwed yourself once again.
And I did. But I would say probably up until that discussion with my bankruptcy attorney in October of 2019, I was still, actively using lines of credit. And
so we're talking 6 months here.
Okay.
Right?
Do you still have any purchases from those lines of credit in your possession, or did you sell them, or where's that property now?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? You cut out yet again.
Sure.
Stalling.
The purchase that you made with your credit lines following your realization that you were insolvent, do you still have those purchases?
It's cutting out, but
No, it's not.
keep going. The purchases that were made with the credit line.
Yes, the purchases that he made with the credit line after realizing he was insolvent. Does
So-
he still have that property in his possession?
Interesting.
Most of the purchases that I would have made with any kind of lines of credit would have been things such as groceries,
Oh.
that kind of stuff. It's not like I was buying anything significant for personal property or anything like that.
That wasn't the question, Phil.
Have specific questions about purchases. Obviously, I could talk with you behind the scenes about
There
that.
is
I don't
no
know
behind-the-scenes
specifically
talk.
what you're referencing, but I did not
This is a court and you're under oath, Phil. You
trying
get to answer the
say
questions.
I bought a bunch of stuff and I still have it. It only would have been business-related stuff.
So games,
necessities
controllers,
like grocery shopping.
those Hori pads he did a review on?
Okay. And the other question I would have then is if it was business-related stuff, I heard you mention that you had a lot of
I can't believe that review came out.
equipment, PS4s, things like
So
that. You're saying
dumb.
that you own these prior to realizing
People
that
have
you
been
were
doing those
insolvent?
reviews for like 6 months now.
Oh.
Oh.
I would say yes. That's correct.
Okay. And
Gaming,
Yes.
and other business expenses like purchasing games for your streaming content company. You purchase these games also with. Let me just reword that. Have you purchased any games since
Okay.
October?
This is simple. Yes or no?
October? Yes.
Oh.
credit lines are you specifically
Right.
referring to? Or
Yes,
just
on
Yes.
credit lines. Well, I'm trying to establish where insolvency was
No,
realized so
I-
that we can sort of come to an understanding that any purchases made on credit post-insolvency wouldn't be dischargeable.
Which would have been that April date. In my mind, at least.
Yeah, no, I did not make any purchases on credit after my initial conversation with my bankruptcy attorney in October.
Now, if that's true,
Okay, and
we'll see. I mean, Nancy has that information.
so you made all these purchases for these equipment systems. I'm assuming that's the bulk of your business expenses as far
Yeah.
as having to buy the equipment, having to buy the games, things like that. Reviewing
Internet,
your filings,
couple $100 a
you
month,
stated
too.
Here that you have
Electricity, couple
$5,000
$100.
a month in
Whoa.
business expenses. Can you itemize that for me?
Good question, city guy.
Jet.
Right.
Oh, Phil has doubts. How does he know? How does he know? I mean, the cost of streaming isn't that high. Okay, how much do you think you spend on new games every month? Baby tops, $100, right? Maybe a little more. You're buying a AAA title and some indie game, $60, $40 here, right? Add up a couple, what you call it? Some electrical bills. Some of the house payment gets written off, right? As a business expense. But that nowhere near adds up to $5K, Phil. I can't even come close to those numbers in my head. You're talking about buying a new computer every single month. So why are you still using this shitty laptop you complain about all the time? Why are you still using this shitty 480p webcam all the time? You don't have any upgrades to your stream at all. What are you wasting your money on? It doesn't add up. Not even including his tumbleweed form website. That doesn't even add up close to $5K a month. And the city troll guy here, he knows that. That's why he's questioning it. Itemize it, Phil. Tell me what you exactly spend your money on for your business. And Phil calls his bluff. Says he's a troll. Are you sure you're from city?
Nancy,
Oh.
I'm not sure this person is for Citibank.
Laura went for the save. Good.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
I'm not sure. Are you?
I'm calling
Are you
out.
really-
I'm calling representing Citibank. Yes, Citibank. What are you talking about?
Right. Are you an attorney or what's your position at Citibank? Or
Debt collector?
this doesn't seem.
This seems like a sort of an attempt to back out of answering the very
And
transparent question reviewing these files.
he's not wrong.
That he has
No,
$5,000 a month in business expenses, which does not make any sense.
You're getting loud, city
Like
troll.
the Citibank
Yeah, just
appear
kinda
on
don't wanna
page,
do
so
that.
This seems a little strange. We'll answer the questions, but
Okay.
it just.
Mistake. I didn't say we're not answering questions. If you doubt that he has any play
Where are you seeing?
in this court, you don't answer city guy's questions. If you think he's a troll, don't answer his questions. Say, Nancy, we're not going to answer his questions. We don't think that he's verified enough of his identification yet. Enough said. Nancy will make a ruling on it. Answer the question or not, Phil. But it sounds like she continues it and still asks Phil about this.
$5,000 a month on business expenses.
He's listed over $5,000 a month on expenses, so he's got $5,000 a month in income, $5,000 a month in expenses, and basically the gross income that he's claiming that he's making is $35.
Yeah. And that's silly. No way.
I'm sorry.
I'm referring to his initial bankruptcy filing.
Okay.
Yes.
So where are the $5,000 a month in business expenses?
It's personal expenses.
I think you
Just
already
lumped
explained.
together.
Let me back up a minute because I think you might be looking at it a little bit wrong.
And
And maybe
City
if I
Troll
give you a
here
little bit of
confuses
clarification,
everybody here on the case.
forms are intended to be used.
The line of questioning is correct. Phil has some shady financials going on.
Schedule J asks him to list out various expenses he has. This is
Yeah.
a personal bankruptcy. And so
Exactly.
he listed things like rent and food and utilities and,
Okay.
and clothing, things like that. As I'm seeing the schedule, that totals up to be about 5,000, a little bit, excuse me, a little bit more than that.
Right.
That's the number that you're referring to as business expenses.
Yes,
And-
if that's
And this
if
is
that's
where
claimed as
City
personal
Troll should have
expenses,
stopped and
I
said,
would
no,
really
I'm
like
referring
an
to
idea
this
of
form
how exactly
with
he-
these expenses and this income
because
statement.
the amount of income that I'm seeing, he's claiming that it varies, but the time that he filed, it just happened to be during a very high spike in expenses, which doesn't really
Yeah.
make any sense to me.
That's right.
Okay?
He had that July
Maybe-
marker. He had a July marker that his expenses were really high. That 9,000 money.
As long
Mark,
as we've established
and then he
that
made
realized
10K the
he was
next month.
insolvent in October, that's really all I needed, so it's fine.
I mean, I don't want to cut your questions off. I'm just trying to make sure that you're understanding the forms the way they're intended.
Right, I understand. He's claiming that he's got $5,000 a month in expenses and only $5,000 a month in income, and nets about $35, which still doesn't really make any sense to me when he's
It
claiming that he
doesn't
gets,
make sense to anybody.
$1,000 from YouTube,
500 to 1,000.
$4,000 from Twitch. That's
4 from
5,000 right
Twitch.
there. But then he's also claiming that he gets these donations or tips or whatever
there you go.
through his stream itself, which is separate from the service paying him for streaming.
Okay,
Yes.
I understand your question. Do you have a further explanation, Mr. Burnell?
Uh-oh. I've already
I've
explained
already
it.
broken down how
Yeah.
my expenses work. I don't know what this
Bury yourself more, Phil,
referencing
huh?
Specifically.
He just told the trustee, hey, you have
I
more
know
money
information is
than
there,
you're
so
claiming.
I don't know exactly what he's looking for. I don't understand. I
Yikes.
don't understand.
And Nancy's going to see it on his PayPal
Just
record,
ask you
that's
to
for sure.
explain your expenses.
Which we've done.
Which we've done. So why are you asking again?
You didn't
I do
itemize
not
it.
see anywhere that adds up to $5,000 of expenses monthly, or that warrants paying extra money for video games and things post October when you realize that you were insolvent.
Uh-oh. Shouldn't be buying new games, Phil.
But what you're talking
As soon as you
about
hit
is
insolvency,
strictly related to
you're
Citibank
asking for donations and
purchases.
tips on your
Is
on your
I'm
games. That's where
understanding
that
this
thought list
correctly.
comes
You're
from.
wondering
right?
if there were any purchases after October on the Citibank cards, but you
No,
have asked
any
us
lines of
about
credit.
About
statements.
any cards, any lines of credit. I'm trying to figure out when he realized he was insolvent and if he continued making credit purchases after that time.
And he's already stated that he is not.
Okay.
As long as that's on the record, great. Thank you.
So if she goes back and sees PayPal accounts with game purchases
Do you have
with
any other questions?
with him not being solvent,
Okay.
you know, after his insolvency in October,
On the phone who want to ask questions.
he's in trouble.
Now would be the time to unmute and ask a question and identify yourself.
Okay. Anybody?
If there are no further people on the phone who are going to ask questions or identify themselves, I have no further questions. Is that someone jumping in?
Ooh. We have another player in the game.
Why am I poisoning? Why am I toxic?
Thanks, Troll. Fantastic. Yeah, got him
Do
there.
you have the identification information with you?
I do. I'm looking at a Washington State driver's license, which is correct. And I'm also looking at a Social Security card, and the number matches that on the petition.
Interesting.
Okay, there appears to be no further creditors who are asking questions.
You're right.
I have no further questions. You are excused and you may hang up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now Phil thinks that he was slick here and made it out pretty free, that this thing's going to get rubber stamped and he's going to be okay. That's not the case. Nancy's already asked for the previous PayPal records, and she's going to see some discrepancy and have to go ahead and most likely do that all over again. Process it all once again. And Phil's pretty well up shit's creek. She's going to have to ask for deeper than 6 months probably. And it's going to get bad. And meanwhile, MidFirst Bank is trying to lift the stay on the bankruptcy so they can collect from Phil. And that meeting, well, that's coming up on the 10th. Phil's anniversary. And the launch of Final Fantasy VII on the PS4. So no day one views for you, Philly boy. And happy anniversary, by the way. You got to go to a meeting where MidFirst Bank is going to carve their slice of ham. And if you don't show, they get the whole ham, Phil. You're going to get stuck for, I don't know, 40 to 60K worth of debt immediately right after this. They're going to put a lien onto your snort fort, and you don't want to hear this information. And I know you don't want to hear it, but I know you have people watch these videos, Phil. It happens. Everybody gets reported on correctly. So, to those little white knights out there, Phil is in deep water right now. And he's going to pretend like it doesn't exist. He hasn't mentioned this bankruptcy to you before. Why do you think he's trying to hide it from you? He just wants your donations so he can put on the vest and the cowboy hat. Alright? 8 streams in a row, buddy. Keep it up. He's reached those goals. And it's funny because it's just adding more fuel to this fire of his bankruptcy. And it's not over yet. See, if Phil fails to pay those fees, he's screwed automatically, dismissed, see you later. But he can probably afford those $35 a month or whatever it is. Now, MidFirst is coming for that ham, as I said, and they're probably going to get it. If he does not have representation and he doesn't show up for the phone called meeting on the 10th, he is on the hook for tens of thousands of dollars. Probably that 60K, 40K number. And it's going to get rough for Phil. Because Nancy's going to dig into that PayPal account. And she's been informed by somebody, I don't know who, but maybe somebody on the farms. And that's funny because they have all the information about his financial records. And they're pretty accurate. Guys make about 10K a month, right? He said $500 to $1,000 on YouTube, right? And then he said about $3,000 to $4,000 from Twitch. But what about those tips, Phil? Are you not counting those as income like you should? Do you not count those on your tax return forms, Phil? Do you pretend like they don't exist, like they're a cash donation? Phil, if that's the way, the IRS is going to be knocking on your door soon with a nice juicy audit. And you're screwed even more. This thing is only heating up, guys. We've got a lot of salt to go through. He doesn't want to mention any other person making videos about this call. He doesn't want to take Rekieta's advice on it. And speaking of Rekieta, I've seen that he wants somebody to enlighten him on DSP lore. I'll throw my ring into that hat, or my hat into that ring. Excuse me. I've been day drinking. It's been nice. But yeah, I will gladly throw my hat into that ring. If Nick Rekieta's out there and he ever hears this, have me show up. I'll fill you in on any pig roast lore that I can. I love it. I've been around for nearly 11 years on this stuff. And I don't plan on going anywhere else. We can talk about anything. Escort Saga, his financial mishaps with buying all those statues in the early days of his Connecticut condo. I saw a bar fill up with them. Well, the boxes stacked up in the corners. Well, he drunkenly screamed out Fallout 3. I've been there for all of that. I've been there for when he put his travel expenses down as business costs for his YouTube channel when he traveled to fighting game tournaments for the footage. Yeah, that's right. Remember when he screamed at somebody to how to run their own tournament? Yeah, that was kind of those days. Phil was an asshole back then, too. And him thinking that he's getting one by on everybody is a poor mistake. And that's how it's going to be. So, yeah, thanks for sticking into this video, guys. I know it's a little strange. I wanted to do a stream on it. I want to have some fun with you guys, but it just didn't happen. So now it's this video. So hopefully we get streaming back up and running someday. And you got a nice little peek in at how things are here, which is just fine. Things are going very well. The move went well. I haven't been able to go see my family yet. I mean, it's coronavirus. I'd rather not leave the house if I don't have to. Just for those, quintessentials. Gotta get those essentials, boys. But other than that, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me and enjoying this nice long video. I'm sorry it wasn't a stream. We'll get back to it one day. We'll do more videos. Not a big deal. We got the 10th coming up, and that'll be fun. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned and stay safe out there. I'll catch you next time.